Hi, my name is Jane Nystrom.
And I'm her husband, Derek Nystrom.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in March of 2024. It was stage 3B, estrogen positive breast cancer, and this is my story. I was diagnosed with thoracic outlet syndrome prior to having a mammogram, and with that diagnosis they were going to do a surgery, and I thought with that type of surgery I should have my mammogram done prior. So rather than waiting till June when it was scheduled, I decided to have it done prior to the surgery. So I had it in February and found out that I had a suspicious area. And then on March 8th, I had an ultrasound that showed the tumor in my breast was highly suspicious. So with that, I had biopsy, and it was confirmed more late March 25th maybe, that it was invasive ductal carcinoma in the left breast, and it included at least one lymph node.
From there, we decided that people come from all over the world to go to the Mayo Clinic, and being 2.5 hours away from us, basically in our own backyard, we decided to go to the Mayo for the treatments.
Fortunately, with my insurance, they are a preferred provider, so we went there and they set up a treatment plan for us. They did another biopsy. They also did testing to see if there was any genetic component, and I have a 20 to 40% risk of breast cancer. And I also found out that I have 2 great aunts that had breast cancer, which I had no idea of prior to that. So they set me up with chemotherapy first. I had 5 months of that and started, I think that was in April or May of 2024.
May, I think, yeah.
And then after that I had surgery. Initially they had recommended a lumpectomy, but with the genetic component, I chose to have bilateral mastectomies because I was too afraid of what could come back in the remaining tissue or on the other side. I wanted to try to remove all the cancer possible to prevent any type of metastasis to anywhere else. I was able to go skiing this winter on that one nice day when we had snow. It was a long enough time after surgery or after radiation and before surgery. And then also I did go ride my motorcycle one time last year, but most of the time I was a passenger rather than a rider. But because when I was having chemo was during the summer, so we still went on a motorcycle trip and I still was able to enjoy it.
Yeah, she rode on the back first time in all the years, 20-some years we've been together, that she was a passenger. I rather enjoyed it, but it was good. I mean, our biggest fear was that you get out somewhere and fatigue would set in and unable to get home, and so we were able to spend the time together. Cancer's kind of a reset. You start to really question your priorities in life. You start to appreciate things more. You start to look at things in a different lens. Mm-hmm. Jane said it's been a blessing and a curse all at once. We both have had a very busy life, at chasing the goals in life, careers, everything that's in life, having a good time in between, and when you least expect it, something like this happens, and God all of a sudden says, "Hey, I've got a different plan than the one that you have," and you stop and start to go, "Oh yeah, you do," and realize that we're going on a different journey now. And the caretakers between the Mayo and even the Centric Care, they're phenomenal people. But I remember the gal, I was getting a beverage, and she stopped in the room, and I said, "So what do I have to expect? This is her first treatment." And she rattled a few things off that could be side effects type thing. And the one thing she said to me, breast cancer is very treatable, but it's gonna screw with your wife's psyche. And I went, what do you mean? And she says, well, there's 3 things women identify with: their hair, their breasts. I don't remember what the 3rd thing was because I'm a guy.
Maybe hormones, I don't know.
But she said, you know, we're gonna screw with 2 of them in her treatment. We're gonna take her hair away, and we're gonna take her breasts potentially away. And she said at some point, no matter how strong she is, she's gonna break down and it's gonna bother her. And I said, yeah, she's pretty tough, you know. I said, you know. And I think it was when the final chemo was hitting you that you really lost your hair one day. She just broke down crying and you know, look at me, you know, I've lost my hair, I look hideous, you know.
Well, I think I might have said I look like Doc from Back to the Future. So
yeah.
Keep a sense of humor too.
Yep. So I'm thankful that nurse gave me that bit of advice because, you know, I was prepared for it. I kept waiting for it to come. Jane's been remarkable. She's tough. She's, you know, handled this very well and went through it very well. I was surprised, and we're both very blessed in how well she did through the treatments. God looked out for her on that.
I think so. You know, just stay focused on yourself, and sometimes that's hard to do, to take care of yourself. It's hard for me to do, but just all the things that are recommended, diet and everything, accept help, because we need it. And just, you know, as one friend told me, fight like a girl. So.